first of all, I'm often, when I'm shocked when a woman goes, "You just a dog." Well, yeah, I'm loyal to a fault and incredibly friendly. And I shed. I apologize for that. There's not much I can do it, and occasionally, like a pug snore. But that, I'm working on that. It's really, it's cool to be here. There are certain, and having it here in Washington, when the sun is closest to the earth, was an interesting choice. I think that's good. This is the time of the year when even animals are going, "Why are you guys outside?" I love it. This is how animals outsmart us almost at every turn. When you have to have news reports where they go, "If you stopped sweating, go to a hospital immediately." That's the only way we would know. I'm out of water. Whereas pets a long time ago have gone, "Well, I'm not going out in that. Are you nuts?" Well, I live in LA, which is, of course, an earthquake zone, which is fantastic. It's a great way to live a gamble. Because it kind of keeps you in touch with the earth. And, you know, when it's Chicago and the winter comes every year, you can kind of become numb to it after a while because, oh, here comes, you know. And everybody, by the way, you're not allowed to complain about it if you're there all the time. If you live in Washington, by the way, if you're from the area, and I ever catch you going, "Oh, it's hot," shut up. It's terrible like this it's July. You're an idiot. You can only complain about things that are surprising, different, or shocking. This is the rule. And in LA, at least the earthquake is kind of like, "Oh, we're just going, you know." And we always look to our pets to warn us in LA. This is the place where we're the most hippie, is that we're constantly checking in with our dog. Is there an earthquake coming? Or yes, Taffy, the great prognosticating Cocker Spaniel. Please tell me can you do me a favor if there's ever going to be a massive earthquake where I'll be piled under rubble? Can you act weird for 2 days beforehand so that even if I'm not smart enough to read it and survive, if I do, you know, afterwards I can go, "My dog was acting so weird for like 2 days." Just know. They just know. I was actually in LA for the 7.2, the big earthquake. And the great thing about that was now a 3.5 or a 5.6. It's like a snooze button. I don't care. But the 7.2 was crazy big, and it happened at 4:06 in the morning. And I'm in bed, and I had a roommate who had 2 dogs, or 2 Cocker Spaniels, Taffy and Scooter. And Taffy was the old dog, and Scooter was just dumb enough to kind of run around under the bed when it happened. He was just kind of like, "I don't care, I'm going under something." But Taffy, bless her heart, was like, "Look, normally, if I was a bigger dog, I would drag you guys to safety. I really do love you. I thank you for all the food. But I'm just going to go out to the driveway and shake for 3 days." So and she just zoomed right out the back of the dog door as soon as the earthquake happened, and she was in the driveway. She was nice, though. She left a trail in case we didn't know how to get out of the house. She was very kind, like, "Follow me!" Poor little baby. She did what she could. I mean, Cocker Spaniel's got a limited skill source, you know what I mean? All they've got to work with is what? Cuteness and cocker rage. These are the 2 options. They have like 4, you know, anybody have a Cocker Spaniel? Like this, "Oh my God, it's precious." "Oh my God, oh!" Where did that come from? Who do you think you are? I thought it was a pit bull for a second. I had no idea. I'm sorry. I freaked out. My ears got in my way. And we, you know, obviously there's been a lot of issues with breeding and puppy mills and this kind of thing, the specialized breeding of dogs. This has been around for a long time ago. This is not something that's just started. Because, you know, on the earth at one point, there were only 5 dogs on the whole earth, 5 types. There were basically 3 wolves, 1 little chihuahua-y kind of dog, you know, and a giant, barely half-bear beast someplace. And it was human beings that went, "Let's mix those 2 together. Do you have something whiter and smaller that I can fit in a purse? You know, give me 75 years, I'll see what I can do, you know." And we made all of them, you know, because there's no way a lot of these, bless their heart, these animals, there's no... Nature would not make a basset hound. I love them, but there's no point where nature would think, "A dog with ears longer than its legs, that'll survive. That's a great idea." The evolutionary process, you'd never see, you know, loping herds of basset hounds. You know, the Tyrannosaurus Rex chasing after them. How are they going to survive? And then they all jump off a cliff at the same time and their ears come out. Ah, see? Figured it out. Our ability to fly. It's funny. Dog. Who has dogs? Oh, I love how you raise your hands. That's so. See again the enthusiasm gap. What the? Who has dogs? Who has cats? Who has ferrets? There you are. I knew you had to be here. There had to be somebody here with a weasel on a leash, and I love you for it. That's so fun. Because I know exactly what your house smells like now. You can actually tell by like people's pet, like you walk into their house whether you've met their pets or not. You're like, oh, dogs, rescue dogs even. He has to stay outside. He's still a little freaked. I'm telling her story, and I've never even met her. But we've been messing around with evolution for a long time, and there's a lot of problem, I think, on our kind of side of the issue, where we have a tendency to play up the beauty and majesty of animals and down, because we deal with so many jerkwad, low-end human beings, that we kind of go, human beings are disgusting. A dog is a perfect being, and humans are despicable. Well, there's a lot of lovely, like-minded people here, and there's a lot more people that think like you than you may even think. So get off that kick a tad is what I'm hoping for. And I think I will say, in the evolution of human beings, I have to agree with the sort of hardcore evangelicals on one point, in that I don't think we evolved from apes. I actually don't believe that. I don't believe we evolved from chimpanzees or apes or anything. I think we are evolving from apes, and we are by no means done. We still have a long way to go. I was in the Memphis Zoo. Why the hell they have a zoo in Memphis, I have no idea. But I was in the Memphis Zoo, and they have bonobos there. Bonobos are an amazing ape. They are really bright. And they're not really happy about being in cages. This is how you know how I think the angrier an ape is about being confined, the smarter it proves them to be. Like, we have to keep them in a cage, they'll tear us apart. Yeah, because you put them in a cage, idiot. I would tear you apart. So here's the thing. This is a true story. I got to feed a giraffe. It was a beautiful experience, all those things. They had bonobos, and they had them separated into two cages, and they said, we can feed them, but we have to do them in this tray system that we've now set up. And I went, why is that? And they said, well, we had a guy here who worked here for a little while, and he was feeding them pieces of banana, and he would tap on the ground. This guy would tap on the floor, and they would reach out, and he would hand them the banana or whatever. And then at one point, one of the bonobos took his thumb. Just took it. Like that. And so they don't do that anymore. You're not allowed that close to the bonobos anymore. Here's the cool thing. The female bonobos who were in the cage across the hall now sit there when people walk by and go. Which is exactly what you and I would do in this process. And I think human beings, our evolutionary arc is a bit odd, in that I think we're going kind of from chimpanzee to cow in a lot of ways, and I think you are what you eat in some ways that might be affecting it. But we are creating this kind of mentality. I love weirdos. Let's start that off. I am one. I like weirdos. You guys are weird. I know you don't think so because you're dressed very nice tonight, but you're very weird, and I like you for it. And you're necessary, and every weirdo in every crowd is responsible for every smartphone, every delicacy of food, every nice vegan restaurant. It's all weirdos. God bless it. And in our society, we have started picking on our weirdos, and we need to stop that stuff. And we don't even discuss it. We don't even have a real legitimate discussion about why people are weird. We just move. We do. When people say, oh, look at his hair. That's weird. Look at his hair. Look at his hair. He's got those gauge things in his ears. He's weird. Hemp necklace or something. That's weird. That's weird. That's not talking. That's mooing. That's simply threat assessment. That's all it is. Is he or is he not going to try to eat me? And should I run? I know. Look at that hair. It's so weird. It's called dreadlocks, which doesn't sound positive at all. Yeah, And in the